Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining. Today I'm going to replace the battery on my Reactor Photon watch. Now, I want to say a little bit about Reactor watches. These Reactor watches are one of my favorite brands of watch. They are made in Agoura Hills, California. They're made in the United States, and they are among the most solid watches that I've ever owned and ever held. They're just fantastic. Again, this is a Photon, but the Reactor watches in general, they're made from solid forged cases. Instead of the screw bars being, instead of spring bars holding on the watch bands, these are solid screw bars. So you take an Allen wrench basically and unscrew it to replace the bands. The watches are bulletproof watches. And I mean that literally. I saw a video on YouTube where they shot the back of the watch, not the front, not the crystal. And by the way, the crystals are really fantastic and strong, tough crystals as well. But they actually, I think the screw backs are forged as well. And I saw a video where they shot the back of it with a bullet, and it just bounced off. It didn't damage the watch at all. So again, really fantastic watches. The sad part is that, it's been really tough for the watch industry lately, especially with the lockdowns and so forth in the past couple of years, and watch sales have gone down. And again, these watches are solid. They use the best parts, and they have gotten expensive to make. And because watch sales are down, they just can't afford to stay back in business. Another great feature of this watch, which again is very expensive, is the lume. They use what's called Super Luminova, which is from Switzerland, Swiss Super Luminova. Some other watch brands use it as well. And it is just so bright. You need to charge it. It's not like tritium, so you do have to charge it before you go in the dark. But when you go in the dark after charging and you first go there, it is super, super bright. And it does fade after a while, after a couple hours, but it is one of the brightest looms that I've seen in a watch. So these are just fantastic watches. The Reactor Watch Company, again, has been in business for, I think, since the early 2000s, 2003, 2004, something like that. And it's just too bad that they're just not going to be able to afford to stay in business. But they did say, even though they're winding down, they said that they're still going to support the current owners, and in case anyone has any problems, their support line is still there. And I've called it a couple times. I emailed once. I got an email response within an hour, I think, and I've called the 800 line that they have in Agoura Hills, California, and the support person answered instantly, was super familiar with the watch. It wasn't just some call center. I mean, it was someone that actually has been with the company, has been working on these watches and knew these watches inside out. So again, just a fantastic company, fantastic watches, and I'm sad to see that they're going to go out of business. The purpose of this video is to change the battery. So we are going to do that, and we're going to start with taking a look at the back. Now, as I mentioned, these are solid watches. Instead of those little notches on the screw back watch backs that many watch companies have, these are big, easy to use. So if you have a watch case opener, really easy to put it in there and unscrew it. And again, they don't, like with some watch cases with just the little notches, you try to put the watch back opener in, if you have this kind or if you have this kind here, and they just don't stay in very well. You really have got to be careful. But with this, it comes off really, really easily. So we're going to take this off. And I should probably wear gloves, as some people do. So this is a Reactor Photon Chronograph. The chronograph uses a CR927 battery, also known as a 395. And there's also a Photon day date, and that uses a SR626. So again, this is the SR927. The reactor photon day date uses the SR626. So we're going to first take the old battery out. And now we're going to put the new battery in. And since I touched it with my human hands, I'm going to try to wipe it off. Make sure that it's nice and clean. Now that the battery's in, I want you to notice that the O-ring is there still. It is still in good shape. Just wanted to ensure that. And next, put the back on. Great, going on well. And I don't need to really tighten it super tight because I'm not going to be taking this underwater or anything. I just like to do it firm. Frequently you go to a place where they replace batteries and they torque it down so hard that you can never yourself take it off again. And then it kind of wrecks the O-ring. So in any event, that's it. Let's see if it's working. I'm going to push this in. And yes, it is working. A little hard to see, but that right down here, that is the second hand. It is moving. It is working fantastic. There you go. And this is a chronograph, so let's check that out. Now you see the large hand going. That's the hand that corresponds with the chronograph. And let's just hit that. Shut it off. Reset. And that's it. The battery has been replaced. The watch is working. I wanted to show you something else. By the way, this photon has the rubber band. It's a dive watch. This also comes in a stainless steel band, and I think maybe even another band. But this rubber band that it comes with is just fantastic. It's so soft, and it has a cool feature. It has the when you clasp it. There's a steel reactor emblem in the watch band, so that when you do clasp it, this goes on top, and again, just kind of a cool thing. And since we are all set up now, we might as well show you how to reset that second hand on the chronograph since we're here. So all you have to do is right now, if it's zeroing out, not at noon, not on the 12 hour, you just pull the crown out all the way to the point where you're setting the watch. Then you just use the top chronograph button and push it one at a time, 1 second at a time, to the place where you want it to be. And that's it. All reset and ready to go. Again, a great watch. Really, really enjoy this watch. It's a Reactor Photon. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you tuning in today. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell to see future videos and like this video. It definitely helps. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.